Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How is everyone doing this fabulous Friday afternoon? I was supposed to be doing something over here. There is a startup grant that's going to be due on the 30th. So I figured let's go through and do a walkthrough application of what grant are we gonna do? What grant are we gonna do today? We're gonna do a startup grant because first of all, hey y'all, I'm back. Hey, hey y'all, I'm back. So most of the grants that I do talk about are gonna require LLC, EIN, business bank account, right? But there are some grants that we can do that don't require an LLC. So what I wanted to do was do one of those, okay? So first of all, when we are talking about grants, we're going to be talking about getting funding or getting money for our business that is not going to be based on credit, is not going to be based on any kind of financials, tax returns, P&L statement. There's not going to be a requirement for how long. Let me not lie. Sometimes there will be a requirement for being in business for at least a year, but most of the grants, there is no requirement of, having to be in business for a certain amount of time. So grants have a small barrier to entry, meaning it's not as complicated as getting a loan or a line of credit or financing, any of that. So that's why I am a big fan for entrepreneurs to be applying for business grants, along with we don't have to pay the money back. So if you are starting a business, growing a business, being in business, everyone knows that a business always needs money. So a lot of times people will get in debt, and then they can't get out of the debt, right? So now we done made another, I'm trying to find this link. So as I'm talking to y'all. So although we've started the business, we got the inventory, we got the storefront, we got the truck, we got whatever it is that we needed. Well, the clients are not about to be running in the door on day one. So how are we going to pay these notes? How are we going to keep these lights on? How are we going to keep paying these bills? And so sometimes getting in too much debt in the beginning, being too debt heavy on the front end is going to take your business out. Okay. So let's go over how we're going to apply for a couple of grants. How does that sound? Now, you would think I would come in here prepared, right? You would think I would come in here prepared. Where is the link to the grant I wanted to do? Well, you know what? Let's just do. I know what we can do. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I gotta do all this login stuff. Okay, let me go run my mouth while I log in. Okay, so when we talk about getting business grants, we want our business to stand out. So yes, the grant is going to be free money. Yes, we don't have to pay the money back. And yes, there is going to be competition. Yes, there are going to be other businesses applying for them, right? So we need to always put our best foot forward. Hold on, I got to make this account to do this grant. Hold on. People always say, is there a guaranteed grant? Am I guaranteed to get the money? Baby, you aren't guaranteed to wake up tomorrow, right? So how's there going to be a guaranteed grant? So how are we going to make our business stand out? Well, my philosophy... Hold on, y'all, because, I can't do two things at once. Lord. My philosophy is we need to always be able to compete where we can. Okay, so if I'm just starting out, I don't have that much money, I'm not a seasoned business, where can you compete with the big boys? Where can you compete? And when I say compete, what can you do to make your business compete with a big brand, okay? Or with a more established business? One area where you can compete is social media. If I were to go on Joyce Barbecue, who has been in business for 5 years, social media, and I then went on Joy's Desserts social media, if you have a branded page, if we have a nice clean logo, if you keep everything in your brand colors, if you have an iPhone or an Android, and you're taking pictures of, how the food's being prepared, how if I'm Joy's Dessert, let's just say I do pound cake, if I'm cutting the cake and the piece, and I'm taking a piece out and the piece just looks moist, and I'm taking my fork and I'm breaking that piece of cake, and the piece are just the inside's just crumbling on, and I'm taking my fork and I'm breaking that piece of cake, and the piece are just the inside's just crumbling on, right? So if I have Joy's Barbecue, or show the actual storefront. If I have Joy's Barbecue, who's been in business for 10 years, and they have an established restaurant, well, they can take their camera a little past the barbecue plate, right? They can take that camera and walk around and show that line wrapped around the building. They can show the building. They probably have, a nice little bio of how the grandfather invented the sauce. We can't compete there, right? But product for product, I can compete. So my social media is going to be on point. I'm not submitting my grant application with my personal social media, but yeah, it has my business on it. But it also has me do-si-doing with Tukey and them at the July 4th barbecue, right? I'm not putting my best foot forward. Where else can a smaller brand compete with a big box brand? With that email address. Drop a 1 in the chat if we still have Gmail for our business email. Drop a 1 in the chat if we still have a Gmail address for our business email. Now, I like to lead with love, right? I like to lead with love. So with leading with love, I'm going to say, when you put Gmail on an application, it just makes you look like you have a bonnet on your business, okay? Let me give you an example. First of all, Gmail is a personal email account, okay? Gmail is a personal email. So Gmail, Yahoo, me.com, iCloud.com, they are going to be personal email addresses. No business should have a personal email address. Does Walmart have a personal email address? Does Sam's Club have a personal email address? Well, I'm not Walmart. I'm not Sam's Club. You're not, but you're in business, right? Business is business. Whether you're making $1, 100,000, 100 million, the principles of business don't change. There's not one set of rules if you make $1,000 and below. If you make $1 million, there's a different set of rules. Well, no, business is business. Okay, so we want to have a branded email address. So info@yourbusinessname.com, customer service at yourbusinessname.com. When someone looks at Gmail, it just makes you be like, oh, you're not serious. So if you're not serious about something small, I don't know if I can trust your brand, your product, or your service. I just had a consultation with a cabinetry company, and they're just growing, right? It's a cabinetry. They do cabinets and like granite for homes, but instead of just, selling it to homeowners, they have now partnered with several of the larger builders in the area, and their business has gone from like $500,000 to $500,000 to $4 million in a year. They're just growing because they have a great product. You got to have a great product. But, once one builder likes them and uses them in the, in the entire floor plan for their home, for their subdivision, they're getting referral to referral to referral. So he was bidding on a bid with one of the biggest builders in his area, and the guy told him, your bid beat everyone else's, but he said, I can't sell you to the board because you just don't look as professional. And he kept saying like, well, like, what do you mean? And I asked him, well, what was your email address? And he said, Gmail. I said, yeah, no one's about to cut you a check for multi-million and you have a G, because it just acts like you don't care about anything else. Not saying it's true, not saying if you have Gmail, I'm not saying all that. It's just what it looks like, right? So another way that you can compete, even if you're going to have a branded email address. Third but not least is going to be having a landing page or a website, right? So when someone someone types in your business name, something pops up regarding your business, a logo, your email address, about you, your product or service. Boom, you can compete with the big boys at those on those areas. Okay, social media, website, email address, logo. I have seen some fire graphic designers on Instagram. You can get you a nice logo for $200, right? Content, sell your business. Now, mind you, how you do your content may be different. Like I said, if I'm making plates out of my house, I don't have the luxury of showcasing a restaurant behind me, but I bet you my product, my barbecue plate, is going to be able to stand next to all the big boys, right? So wherever you can compete, that's where you want to compete. And I didn't even say LLC, because you need to have an LLC to be treated, number one, seriously. Number two, you're asking someone for free money. So let's at least put some work into our business and kind of invest in ourselves before we ask for someone for money. Because although there are startup grants, right, where you don't have to have an LLC, do we want to be like on the minimum, on like the bottom part of the stack, or do we want our application at the top? Do we want to kind of outshine everyone else so that we stand out? Okay, so I can't make this login, so we're going to just talk about this grant. So this is going to be the Entrepreneur Grant by Busy.com. If you have my grant bundle, this is going to be number 341 in the business grant bundle. If you don't have my business grant bundle and you want to get it, just type in grants in the comments and a link will be sent to you. Okay. So they have an entrepreneur grant for $2,500. Now they have a couple of grants. They have a young entrepreneurship grant. It's going to be for $2,500. This is going to be for a student, high school, undergraduate, graduate, or trade school, a U.S.-based high school, trade school, university, have a GPA of 3.0 or higher, and have an interest in starting a business. So if you got any kids on here, any college students, any trade students, if you have a child who's in college or a trade school and they have like a little entrepreneurial spirit, we have the Young Entrepreneur Scholarship Grant, and this is going to be by Busy, Bizee. Okay, now the Fresh Start Grant is going to be a grant for startups. Okay, here are the requirements. The Fresh Start Grant is going to be $2,500 to put towards startup costs. You have to be 21 years or older, a U.S. resident, and must be planning to start a new business or grow an existing business in a significant way. There's an online application, and they want a 2-minute video telling about how entrepreneurship will impact your life. So, most of the online applications, because I can't get this login right now, are going to be asking you one of 5 questions. Number 1, why did you start your business? Number 2, what challenges have you faced in your business? Number 3, what makes your business unique or stand out from the competition? Number 4, why do you need the money? And number 5, what are you going to be doing with the money? Here's why I always say that you do not need a grant writer. Number one, I always say you should be applying for 5 to 10 business grants every single month. There are business grants that are given out every single month. I have a grant bundle that breaks down all the grants by month. Okay, so the more you fill the applications out, number one, the more confident you're going to feel about filling the applications out. Number two, we're now going to increase our likelihood of winning. Number three, where it's not costing us any money. Where if we're paying someone to fill out an application every single time, that's going to be a little costly, right? Number two, who can sell your baby the best? Now, anyone on here who have kids, they got some badass kids, like my son, he's not here right now. He's with my mother running errands. And if someone were to say, how's your son? The mom, oh my God, he's so wonderful. He's doing so good in basketball and he's about to leave to go to his dad's. I'm going to miss him so much. And he's just the sweetest little thing. In real life, he is terror on wheels, right? He is always getting in trouble. We are always going back and forth. He is, he's hell on wheels. But a mother or a parent always sees the good in the child, right? So when we talk about our baby, we talk with compassion. I remember I was pregnant and he's, he's not bad. He's just active. We have all these great, great adjectives. No, he's just bad. Who can sell your business baby the best, right? You know your business in and out. You're sacrificing summer vacations, shopping, getting a bigger home, upgrading your car, going out, your 401k, your savings. You're using all of that to invest in your business. So who is better to sell your business, what you do, how how you're doing it, and why you need the money better than you? So I always say, you're the person making the sacrifice. You can sell your baby the best. Well, y'all gonna say, well, I'm busy, I work, and I have this job, or I only have my business, and I'm just so busy. But I always tell people, just take one Sunday out of the month. Take one Sunday out of the month. The longest application will be your first application, because now we got to answer all of the questions. But write down your answers in Microsoft Word, note, a piece of paper. When you get that next grant, they're asking the same questions. They may word it a little differently. We may need to change our budget if one grant was $10,000 and this one's $30,000, but they're asking the same questions. Okay, so number one, we can sell our baby the best. We're going to increase our likelihood of winning by applying for more grants. We know our business the best. We're going to fill them out. We aren't going to pay someone to keep doing all these applications. But number four, you're going to sound more sincere. Because some of the questions are going to be like, what challenges have you faced in being an entrepreneur? Well, who else can speak to, I've had to file bankruptcy. I've had to move back home with my mom. I've been struck. Who else can be most authentic versus the person who's filling it out? Now, when they want to ask what you need the money for, you want to make sure that you're asking for things that are going to make your business money, okay? So although it's a business grant, it's not going to be a handout. We're not looking to give money to the business who's about to file bankruptcy. We're not looking to give money to the business who, has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. The eviction letter is on the door. In 30 days, you may not be here. Okay, so that's not what we're leading with. Now, if you're in business, you may have all that going on, and that's fine. We're not going to lead with that. We're going to lead with putting our best foot forward. What is great about your brand or your business, right? Why did you start this? What do you need the money for? I always tell people, what could you put in your business right now that can make you more money in 30 days? What do you need right now that can make you more money in 30 days? Okay, so Catching up on bills is not going to make you money, so let's not ask about that. I just need some extra cushion. Baby, we're in business, okay? It is eat or get eaten, killed or be killed. There is no cushion. There is no just in case. There is no haha, I was just kidding. Here's a reimbursement. That's not what business is, okay? So if you want a cushion or just to make sure that if anything goes wrong, I'm just good, then you shouldn't be in business, because that's not business, okay? Number 3, we are not going to act like, we are just so behind and I was sick and I lost all my clients and, I'm just drowning. Nobody wants to throw one life jacket to the sinking Titanic, because it's not going to do anything. So ask yourself, what does your business need to make you more money? Well, what are some things that a business could need? Do you need some more inventory, or do you need to get your inventory at a larger rate? Sometimes if you're buying something, if I'm selling this black jacket, but I'm having to buy it here in the US, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm having to maybe buy this in intervals of 10 or 20. Maybe I'm paying $10 for this jacket and selling it for 20 because I don't have that much money to actually re-up and get inventory. But if I was able to go across the seas, go across the waters, order this jacket in China, I could get the same jacket for $5. However, I would have to buy a bigger MOQ, or minimum order quantity. I can't just buy 10. I may have to buy 200 or 300 at a time, right? So getting funding to get inventory, to get my inventory in a bigger bulk at a cheaper rate, I'm going to make more money because now I have more meat on the bone. When I sell this jacket for $20 and I'm paying $5 less, I've already made $5 more, right? What about remodeling? Maybe we already have a brick and mortar location, but she may be a little dusty, right? Maybe, if you have some new furniture, it's like some nice light fixtures, a little fresh coat of paint. Maybe if you actually got like a nice neon sign, that will, give us a little bit fresher look to get more of the walk-in traffic. Maybe you're at home and, you just can't keep any more inventory at home. It's just too much. It's now time for you to go and get that office space, get that warehouse, get that storefront. Well, maybe now it's time to go ahead and get help with that first and last month's rent. Maybe you got the first month, but it's coming up with that first month and the security deposit and paying all your bills. That's just too much. Maybe you have some equipment that's outdated, right? And if you were able to get a newer model, the newer equipment, you could get the job either done faster, or you can actually get a whole new line of business. So if I'm in transportation and I'm hauling loads, but I only have a regular trailer, if I were to be able to get, I think it's called a reefer, like whatever is the trailer called that keeps food cold, I could add a whole nother line of income by being able to pick up, transporting food or things that have to be, cold. Maybe we have a great product or service, but maybe no one knows about us, right? We kind of just need to have a good little photo shoot, either for you or for your product, and maybe put a couple of dollars behind a nice little Instagram or Facebook ad, just to kind of get people outside your circle to know about your business and what it is that you're doing. Maybe in your industry, there is some software, right? A CRM system or some kind of software that will help you be able to either streamline your business or get the job done faster, but it may cost a couple $1,000s and you just don't have it right now with all the other expenses. Maybe you are selling a product and it's growing and you need to trademark your business name, right? But a trademark's gonna cost a couple $1,000s. Well, you may need some help with some professional fees. So, trademarking your logo or your slogan. Maybe you make something. I make Joy's protein shakes, right? But I make it at home, but Cowboy Carter was in town and Beyonce was seen drinking my protein shake. So now my website is shut down. Everybody wants my protein shake. So I no longer have time to sit in my kitchen, mixing it, putting in a bottle. I need to mass produce this. So either I need to hire some additional staff to come into where I am to help me make it so I can make more I can make more product at the same time. Or maybe it's now time for me to rent a commercial kitchen, right? So I can maybe have a bigger space to be able to make more and store more. Or maybe I need to just ship all this stuff out and have someone mass produce it, bottle up, and just send it to me. But I can't just give the company my formula because they're going to steal it, right? So I need to either patent my formula or do a trade secret. Once again, that's going to be professional fees. Maybe there is a course or a training or a conference where if you were able to attend this conference, all the heavy hitters in your industry are there, right? You'll be able to learn new techniques, what's up and coming. And if maybe you had the money to get there, but you don't have the $2,000 or $3,000 for the conference, but where you can get this education that if you brought this back, it would really, expedite and grow your business. I don't know what you got, right? But ask yourself, what do I need the money for? What is it that I need that's going to help me make money? And that's what we want to ask for. So I want to ask for, if I'm applying for a $10,000 grant, I want to first research what it is I need and how much is it. Now, don't say how much is it as if I'm about to walk into Saks or Neiman's, or I want to get the top of the line, whatever it is. And we don't want to get the cheapest. You want to kind of be right in the middle, right? So what do you need and how much is that? And then how is that going to help you? So I'm not going to just say, give me $3,000 for marketing and $4,000 for inventory and then $2,000 for staff, right? Those numbers, one, are all whole numbers. Number two is like, did you really research, or are you just freestyling words coming up with the numbers? Number three, how are these things going to help my business? So if I have Joy's protein shake, I'm going to say, hey, I need an additional 25 to be able to hire additional employees to come in to help me mass produce my protein shake. I'm going to need 22.15 so I can go and get my business logo and name trademark because it's growing. I'm also going to need to be able to rent a commercial kitchen 3 days a week for the next 6 months. It's going to cost me blah, 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 so that I can mass produce and make a larger quantity of the product and store it somewhere, because I can't mass produce and store in my regular residential commercial refrigerator, right? And then maybe we're going to use the additional for marketing. You're going to, partner up with some influencers, and you have a marketing campaign as to how you're going to release that your protein shake is less in calories, has more protein, but it has good taste, right? It doesn't taste nasty. It tastes good, and it doesn't have an aftertaste, right? So you want to say not only what you need, but how is the commercial kitchen gonna help you make more money? How is hiring the additional staff going to help you make more money? How is getting the trademark going to help you get more money, right? So you want to always say not just what you need, but go a little step further as to how it's going to make you more money. And then, because everyone's application is being turned in, so you're going to be competing against someone who's going to have a Gmail account, no website. They're going to have, their business page. Well, there's no need for a business page, but I'm just promoting on my page. They're going to have their own personal page. It's going to have everything up underneath the sun on there. And they're asking for, a LLC fee. And, they just need, some startup capital to get started. Basically, I'm on the couch twiddling my thumbs saying, I don't believe in myself enough to invest my own money in myself. So I need you just to give me. Versus the person who's saying, hey, the obstacle I face is, I have ran through my savings, trying to start this business, but I am a firm believer in Joy's protein shake, because this protein shake, not only has it helped me lose 10 pounds, I've kept the 10 pounds off for the last 2 years, and I like what I'm drinking. And my drink stands the test of time. It is good. It has more protein and it has less calories. And my customers are seeing insane results. I need Blase Blah for my trademark because now I'm trying to pitch Joyce Protein for to be into GNC, Target, and Walmart. And I am at the time now where I want to make sure I secure my brand. Yes, I know I should have done this in the beginning, but I didn't have the resources. I also going to need Blase Blah so I can be able to make Joyce Protein Shake in a commercial kitchen and be able to store it, right? So when you see those two applications, which one do you want to give the money to? You're going to want to give the money to the person who sounds like, when I get this money, I know what I need to do with it. I know how to flip it. I know how to make more money. Because although the business organization or the business is giving away free money, they're getting this money from somewhere. And they're getting this money from donors, right? At the end of the year, they have to run back and say, hey, you guys gave me $500,000 last year and we helped business A do this, business B do this, business C do this. Can we get $1 million this year? Right? So what they're looking for you, they're not going to make you, show them what you did, but they are going to ask you for your aha story. Hi, Joy. We gave Joyce Protein Shake $10,000 last year. How did it help you? Oh my gosh. With my $10,000, I was able to get a new software system or this or that. They're looking for that. Okay. So when I tell you, you got to put your best foot forward and compete where you can compete where you can compete. Now, I'm not saying go and spend your whole life savings to get the biggest warehouse. If the warehouse not in the budget, it's just not in the budget, right? But where can you compete that's cost effective, that on the surface looking at one brand versus your brand, I can hang. It's not going to be a big disparity. It may be a little disparity. If I'm doing my iPhone photos and it's just me, I'm wearing 4 and 5 hats, it's going to look different than, Walmart, who has a whole marketing team and marketing budget. But neck to neck, I'm going to be able to hold my own, right? It's like getting in a fight, but it's like, baby, you may have got one up on me, but I'm not the only one walking right here with scratch, and you don't look scared. Like when you leave the fight, they gonna say, "Oh, you was in a fight." Oh, okay, we see you was in a fight. Now I don't know who won, but clearly both y'all was in a fight. So you want to be able to hang or compete where you can, and so branded email, website, or landing page. A landing page is gonna be a 1-page website. Business social media. Colors, knowing your hex code. Like there is no blue, there is no red. Every color has a hex code. So your red is going to be the exact same red everywhere. It's not just a bright red, a light red, a orange red. We can't remix things. You want to have a nice branded social media. So when I stumble upon your page, I don't know that you're a one-man show. I don't know that you're doing all of this in your kitchen. I don't know that you're doing all of this in your mama's house. I don't know. Right? That's how you make yourself stand out. So if you need my grant bundle, type in grants in the comment and a link will be sent to you. But you want to make sure that you're applying for business grants. When I do my grant consultations, people who buy the grant bundle always book a grant consultation. And the first thing I'm going to ask them is, so what applications have you applied for? And they're going to say, oh, you know what? I don't have time and I've never applied for a grant before, so I just don't know how to do it. Now, come on, computer. See how Satan does? We're gonna just walk through the Amber Grant. There's an Amber Grant. It's offered every single month. I want to do a walkthrough grant so that everyone can see what are the questions that are being asked. Now, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, all the questions are being asked and how simple the online application is. Because TikTok, I just disrespected y'all. I apologize. I just disrespected my little TikTokers. Okay, hold on. So when they book the consultation, they're going to act like, it's just so hard. And then when they go over an actual application, they kind of looking like, I called you for this, and I'm looking like, right. So you didn't even open up my grant bundle, did you? Well, no, see, I was busy and I gave it to my assistant to look at and I just didn't know. So in my grant bundle, I'm going to give you not just a link of all of over 1,000 business grants. I'm going to have training videos like this, telling you what to ask for and what not to ask for. But some grants are going to be offered every single month. So let's go over the Amber grant. Now, for my fellas, we got grants in here, but the grant I'm about to do now is going to be for women. But I still want to go through it so that you guys can kind of see, like how simple these little grant applications are, okay? Now, when you're applying for a grant, so whether you have my grant bundle, you can Google business grants. There are websites like helloalice.com, grantwatch.gov, Skip. There's different grant like websites. Then you have your Chamber of Commerce. You're going to have your state will have business grants. You can just find business grants, right? But what you want to do is before you apply, you want to see why is this business or organization doing the grant, because you want to make yourself relate or mirror something as to why this business or organization is doing a grant. Okay, so the Amber grant, Women's Net founded the Amber Grant in 1998. The grant was set up with one goal in mind: to honor the memory of a very special young woman, Amber Widgdahl, who died at just 19 years old before realizing her business dreams. Today, Women's Net carries on the tradition, proudly giving away $30,000 every month in Amber grants in recognition of the diversity of businesses owned by women, who also expand our grant giving to include startup grants, business category grants, as well as 3 $25,000 end of the year grants. Okay, so why is this organization giving away grants? We're giving away grants because this girl, Amber, died at 19 before realizing her business dreams. Okay, so the purpose is for women and their business dreams. Now, they didn't mention what nationality Amber was. Okay, so when I'm writing this grant, I'm not writing as a Black woman. I'm not writing as a minority. I'm just going to write as a woman. What obstacles do I face as a woman? Right now, there's a FedEx grant. FedEx actually has 2 or 3 grants. I want to say they have one coming up in July. But FedEx, they have a $50,000 grant that's normally in February, and they have a $30,000 in July. But anyway, FedEx grant is for small businesses, right? So as I am answering my questions, I'm going to be answering as a small business, not a woman-owned business, not a minority-owned business, as a small business, okay? So you want to first look at who is giving the grant and why, and they're all going to have a page as to why they're giving this grant around, right? So you want to look and see why are they giving it away, and then how do you or your business mirror something or relate to that cause, okay? So this application is going to be due on the 30th. Here we go. They're going to want to know your full name, your email address, please do not put Gmail, your business name, and your website or Facebook page. Here's question number 1. Mother, I'm on a live, sweetie. No respect. The first question is going to be, tell us about your business or business idea. What motivates you? What's the story behind your business? What are the opportunities and challenges? That's question number 1. Okay. What motivates you? What's the story behind your business? And what are the opportunities and challenges? So you wanted what motivates? So why did you start this business? Now, please don't say money. Okay. Because we need to have, I don't want to say a real reason, but we need to have a real reason, right? So if it's money, don't just say money. What, like they act like I'm not on a live. Deuce, hi, can you close my door? I'm on a live. Or can you not be like right there in that walkway? Thanks. Give the reason, as to why you started this business. For example, I was doing a grant consultation with a girl, and she was just like, I just need money, but I don't know like what my brand story is. Boom, boom, boom. And so when we were going over her application, she was just like, she just needs some money for marketing and this, and it was just real blah, real boring. So I said, how long you been in business? And she goes, well, with this, I just started this business 3 years ago, but she goes, I've been doing business since I was 18. She used to just sell stuff, right? No, since 16. Since 16. Well, how are you been since 16? So she said that her mother was really bad with money. And so they were always being evicted. And so she had to, number one, make money to help pay with the bills. And then number two, she said that she wanted to have her own money so that she could be, she could feel financially secure, that where she's living, like she can be there. Now, mind you, I got that answer 30 minutes into the call. Girl, there's your story right there, right? So I didn't start the business for money. I started it because, growing up, I was, my family was always being evicted. And so, I wanted some kind of financial security. I wanted to make sure, that I always had a place to stay. So ever since I was 15, I've been, having that entrepreneurial spirit, right? Now, I'm not saying go lie and make up a sob story, but what is your story? Okay. So what motivates you? What's the story behind your business, and what are the opportunities and challenges, right? It can't be all good and it can't be all bad. Start with the good, throw in the challenges, but then end with your positive outlook as to how you're going to overcome the challenges. And the challenges need to be what this $10,000, because this is what the grant's going to be, can fix. So if you got $100,000 problem, we're only going to tell me of a $10,000 problem. Because if I have a $100,000 problem, this 10 ain't going to do nothing for that 100. Okay. The second question, tell us what you would do with the money if awarded a grant. Please be specific about your plans if you won the $10,000 and the $25,000 year-end grant. Note, you may want to copy your answers to another document for safekeeping. So what would you do with $10,000? And then what would you do with $25,000? So right here is going to be our budget. Right here is what I talked about earlier, how you want to say, what does your business need and need to make money? And then how is that going to make me money? So how is the marketing going to make you money? How is the buying your inventory in bulk going to make you money? How is remodeling your storefront going to make you money? How is going to this conference going to teach you something, along with networking with people that will then make you more money? How is this software going to be able to have you do the job in twice the time, so now we can do twice the clients to now make us more money? Okay. And once again, baby, it's these questions are going to be online, and we're just typing them in. So those are the two questions on the business grant. So I always like to go over a grant because people feel like, they're going to ask for your mama's maiden name and your blood type. And, you have to go do an ancestral tree. Baby, they are asking you about you. They're asking you about your business, about your baby, about your sacrifices. That is what is being asked on a business grant. So if you're on this live and I just did a really quick free, grant training right now, I'm going to ask you at least go to Amber Grants, Google Amber Grant, and at least look at the application. Just today, just look at the application, right? And imagine yourself, can I really fill out my name, my email address, my business name, my website, and then answer 2 questions? Drop a 1 in the chat if you feel like, you know what, girl, I could do that. I can knock this out. And I could probably knock this out tonight when I get off of work. I can probably knock this out right now if I'm just, twiddling my thumb. I can knock this out, on Saturday morning. I could get up, 30 minutes early before I got to go to work or to the gym or, to the kids' basketball game, whatever, and just knock this out real quick, right? Just real quick. And baby, you have applied for 1 grant already for the month of June. This grant is going to be due on the 30th, which is going to be on Saturday. And if you are in my grant bundle, I believe this grant is going to be number 25. But most of the grants are going to be online grant applications. They're giving you the questions. Now, this one didn't give any limit to how many words you can use. Most grants are going to ask you the question and then say, answer this question in 200 words or less, in 300 words or less. So they're already telling you, honey, save all that. Save all that. I was born on a Sunday. It was rain. Save all the background. Just give me the meat, right? Just give me the juice. Give me whatever is the real stuff. This one's not giving you a limit to how many words that you can write. But I will say this: be cognizant that someone is having to read all of these grant applications. What you don't want is to be talking about aimless things, right? Like just running your mouth and just running and running and running and running and running. Because like, girl, honey, what is the point? So make sure that whatever it is that you're answering, that you can be very concise. Don't skim, don't skip. Get whatever that you need. Get whatever it is get whatever is the meat of what you're trying to say, but be cognizant of they're going to have thousands of applications to read. So make sure that when I read yours, it's just nice, concise, and you've answered all of the questions. Okay. So I will save this live if y'all tuned in late. Where's my mother? That's fine. Okay. I'm going to save this live if y'all just tuned in late so y'all can look at it. If you need my grant bundle, comment grants in the comment and a link will be sent to you. If your page is private though, DM me the word grant and a link will be sent to you. If you don't know, my page was hacked if you're on Instagram. So I'm going to post in the caption my 3 pages. So I have this page, which was just hacked. And then I have my business page and I have a backup page. So I'm going to, in all my captions now, I'm going to be putting my 3 pages in there. So follow them now. So in case I get got again, right, I'll be able to, still, say, hey, y'all, I'm over here now. Because once again, it is grimy in these business streets, right? So you can't be crying. It is what it is. But I will put my 3 pages now, in the caption. Everyone have a wonderful Friday and weekend. I will, of course, see you at the bank.